If he isn't breaking international goal-scoring records for Portugal, you can find Cristiano Ronaldo now living it up back home with Manchester United. The iconic footballer/soccer player if you're American is one of the best players to ever grace this beautiful game. With all that success comes a massive bank account, which CR7 has put to good use when buying not one, but 2 private jets to fly around the world at a moment's notice. Today, we're going to look at the 2 Gulfstream planes that the legendary forward has stored in his hangar, both of which are worth many millions. So, let's get started. In 2019, Ronaldo wanted to add a brand new Gulfstream to his personal travel arsenal, so he went with the G650 model. This model took its first flight in 2009 and was available for production in 2012. The 400th unit was quickly delivered to a buyer in 2019, and there's a good reason for its popularity. The G650 is said to be one of the fastest business jets on the market. Plus, the cabin can ferry up to 18 passengers and has sleeping space for 10. Ronaldo's plane even has his logos on the cabin's entrance. There's a CR7 logo along with a silhouette of Ronaldo with the number 7 on his back, placed on the plane's exterior. But it hasn't always been easy for Ronaldo and the G650. Back in 2020, he was quarantined on Madeira, his home island in Portugal. He was due to fly to Turin to meet up with Juventus to begin the Serie A season again in Italy. However, his plane was blocked from taking off from Madrid, Spain, 3 times, leaving the forward stuck for some time. When the G650 was first released for sale in 2012, it commanded a whopping fee of $67 million. Ronaldo seemed to get himself a bit of a deal, as his jet reportedly cost a slightly reduced $65 million. According to Business Jet Traveler, the average selling price for used models is currently $46 million. Firstly, we have the G650's performance. The plane has a massive range of 7,000 nautical miles, around 8,055 standard miles. This is pretty useful to the 5-time winner of the Ballon d'Or, the oldest and most prestigious award in football. After all, Ronaldo has played for football teams in 4 different European countries, so he has ties all over the place. So, Ronaldo can fly around with ease without needing to land to refuel. There's also the tours he has taken part in, such as in China and the US. The G650ER model adds a further 500 nautical miles, or 575 standard miles, to its range over the original model. The G650 has a top speed of Mach 0.9, or 691 miles per hour, while its cruising speed is Mach 0.85, or 652 miles per hour. The features on board Air Ronaldo aren't widely known. As a result, few sources disclose what CR7 has within the cabin. The reports that do have some information believe there to be Wi-Fi, an entertainment system, a satellite telephone, and a fax machine for sending contracts whilst jetting the skies, we assume. Gulfstream states that the plane has the capacity to create 4 separate living areas, with many of the seats able to convert into beds. According to plane chartering company Liberty Jet, the annual operating budget for a G650 that does an average of 200 hours of flight a year comes to just shy of $1.6 million. For a plane that reaches 400 hours a year, that figure increases to $2.4 million bucks. But where did Cristiano Ronaldo get his fortune to purchase multiple multi-million-dollar private jets? We hear you ask. Well, at the time of writing, Ronaldo is believed to have an estimated net worth of $500 million. He achieved this by being one of the best footballers to walk onto the pitch. His recent return home to Manchester United has reportedly granted him a contract worth £480,000, or $666,000 per week, making him the highest paid player in the English Premier League. Since he signed a 2-year deal, he will potentially receive a base salary of nearly $69.3 million. That doesn't take into account any bonuses he might receive along the way, such as the number of goals scored and so on. On top of his playing salary, CR7 has a host of endorsement deals funding his lifestyle. Back in 2016, he signed a lifetime contract with sport clothes manufacturer Nike. Ronaldo was only the 3rd athlete to sign such a deal with the company behind the icon. icons of LeBron James and Michael Jordan. The contract from this deal is reportedly similar to James's and said to be worth as much as $1 billion. Ronaldo has worked with Nike since 2003 after joining Manchester United for the first time. But those deals weren't on this scale. In 2017, Hookit, a company that examines the social and digital media value for brands, looked at Ronaldo's worth to Nike throughout 2016. They found that the forward had generated a massive $499.6 million for Nike in media value, nearly half of the cash they paid for the contract already. This figure is massively helped by Ronaldo's huge social media following. In 2021, he became the first person to gain over 500 million followers combined across various platforms. At the time of writing this, he has 341 million followers on Instagram alone. But this wasn't the first time Ronnie decided to keep a Gulf Stream on standby should he want to see his mother in Madeira. In 2015, Ronaldo decided to splash out on a plane to get him across the globe. He chose to get a 2006 Gulfstream G200 for a whopping $25 million. Over its production lifetime between 1999 to 2011, only 250 units were created. Ronaldo's jet underwent a refurbishment in 2019, installing plenty of leather and a luxury carpeted floor. CR7's G200 now has the registration of ECKBC. When the model was first released, it had a price of $23 million. However, today, the average selling price for a used G200 is around $3.3 million. The G200 is reportedly decked out in all sorts of features. Firstly, performance. The twin-engine jet has a max speed of 560 miles per hour and a cruising speed of 528 miles per hour. It also has a range of 3,910 miles, with 4 passengers and 2 flight crew members on board. So he can get to most places in Europe without an issue. The jet can fit up to 10 passengers. They can also enjoy the 3 different seats on board, which are created with a number of luxuries and safety features in mind. The jet even has beds and sleeping places for up to 4 people. On top of the lavatory, the plane also has an electric oven and a microwave on board to cater for those wanting hot meals, plus a refrigerator for storage. Since Ronnie has several business interests and mobile signals aren't that reliable in the air, the G200 has a satellite phone and a fax machine. But when Ronaldo wants to relax, there's also the entertainment system to keep him occupied. According to reports, CR7 also has a wardrobe on board the plane that's filled with outfits for every occasion. According to Liberty Jet, the G200 can be costly to maintain. If the plane is in the air for 200 hours per year, owners need to budget nearly $1.08 million per year for various costs. For 400 hours, the price goes up to just over $1.6 million. Final fact finish. In 2020, Ronaldo joined the club of athletes who've earned over $1 billion in their careers. Yet he's the first active sports player to reach the magical figure. In 2019, Forbes generated a list of athletes with over $1 billion in career earnings. It included Michael Schumacher with $1 billion, Tiger Woods with $1.7 billion, and Michael Jordan with $1.85 billion. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.